Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Real Film Talk. My name is Braunlich. Now sit back, grab some snacks, and enjoy the review. Today, we will take a look at one of the latest movies to be released on Netflix, Nimona. Here is my reaction for the trailer. Now we will travel to a long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away. Or in this case, sometime in the future. Let's take a look at Nimona. Very like red, pink skies. I like that detail right there.
Everyone is scared. He's a murderer. He's a monster.
He's perfect.
Yeah, it's totally trustworthy base.
Hey, boss.
It's Anakin. Ooh, from Big Hero 6?
Nimona.
Okay.
Sidekick has arrived.
I don't need a sidekick.
Every villain needs a sidekick.
I'm not a villain.
That's what they all say.
The real villain is still out there, and I do need help.
And then, who do you want to kill first?
What?
I can help you, but promise
Well,
me
it
you won't.
got dark.
Why would I trust you?
Promise.
I promise.
Even when you see the horn?
Horn. I
Promise!
promise, I will not freak. Oh.
This is the part where you run.
Yeah, I haven't heard that line like a dozen times.
Monster attack. Monster attack.
You did that on purpose.
You catch on quick, boss.
Whoa.
Something, something, something. We win.
Okay, so-
If anyone
Okay.
can find them, it's me.
Ambrosius really thinks I'm a murderer.
You got betrayed by someone you trusted. Because once everyone sees you as a villain, that's what you are.
Okay, I guess so.
Do you think he saw us?
Yep, he saw you.
Yes.
Oh, an ostrich. Okay.
Corner that.
The world kicks you around sometimes.
Well, that's kind of sad.
But together, we can kick it back.
Mona, smart, kind, and sophisticated.
That guy just beat his armor! He beat his armor!
Okay, she's mostly sophisticated. Oh, dancing shark.
Oh, I like where this is going.
Let's break stuff.
Let's do it.
Promise I'm your official sidekick forever and ever. No take backsies.
Can you just be you?
I don't follow.
Okay. I like how it's kind of like a futuristic city with night. I think that's a really nice touch. Now, I didn't know that this was a graphic novel until somebody told me. I usually like a lot of stuff that Netflix puts on their platform. The last movie I saw on there that I really did like was Marriage Story with Adam Driver and Scarlett Johansson, which was nominated for a couple Oscars. I don't know if it's still on there. If it's still on there, then go ahead and watch it. It's really, really good. I like how they made, like, you know, this night, how he has like a missing arm, and it's all of a sudden, oh, he's a villain. But I kind of hope that there's more to the story than it's just, oh, he's missing an arm, so he probably has to be a bad guy. I also like how they gave, I guess, the sidekick shape-shifting powers. Like, you see her turn into an ostrich, a whale, a rhino, a gorilla. I also saw like, an otter of some kind when she said, oh, that knight had an accident in his armor. I'm really interested in seeing what this movie is like. I mean, I love the visuals. Being a lover of movies, one of the things that really gets me is if a movie has good visuals. And so far, this movie already has some points in my book. So let's see if it checks off some more boxes, and I will give you my general thoughts. Nimona is directed by Nick Bruno and Troy Quayne, as this tells the story of a knight who is framed for a tragic crime, teams up with a feisty, shape-shifting teen to clear his name. This is based on the graphic novel of the same name, created by N.D. Stevenson. I never read the original source material. The only thing I saw prior to this movie was a small clip on my Twitter, and it got me interested. So yes, I went into this movie blind, only relying on a clip I saw on the Bird app. However, I am happy to report, after I saw this movie in its entirety, that this movie met and sometimes exceeded my expectations. The first thing I think should be mentioned is that this movie is gorgeous to look at. I love the setting. It's like a futuristic medieval city. And I loved the background, design of the city. Everything just popped. and it really stood out. It almost made me feel like I jumped into Blade Runner with Dungeons and Dragons. And yes, that is pretty awesome to think about. The movie also has an effective sense of humor, especially from our main leads, Ballister, played by Riz Ahmed, and the title character, Nimona, played by Chloe Grace Moretz. They worked really well off of each other. The timing and the delivery was spot on, and their differences really helped in adding the laughs. Ballister wants to do things the honorable way, while Nimona wants to do things the fun way, which involves a lot of mischief. I also liked how when some backstory is given at a certain point in the movie, it's not explained to us through voiceover. We're actually thrown into the flashback and we let it play out, which is something I think was pretty clever. I originally thought they were going to go the route of visual storytelling, which they do a good bit in this movie, but the way they did it was a solid choice too. The movie was also quite emotional. It does lead into a problem I have with the movie, which also brings up my thoughts on the third act of this movie. It seems like at some point when it looks like we figure out who's behind everything, then it just sort of strays from the main focus of the movie and we go to a completely different story. For some, especially those who also didn't read the graphic novel, that might be a little distracting and confusing sometimes. I remember watching it and thought, wow, we're getting close to being done. Wait, we got 40 minutes still? Now, to this film's credit, the third act of the movie was probably just as good as the other two parts. It really took me by surprise with the direction they went, and the payoff was executed in a way that I think would make a huge impact. The last few minutes really hit hard, and it's quite heavy duty on delivering a message that is pretty cliched, but it adds a new layer, I think, that is pretty bold for a movie that's rated PG. Another problem I have is I wish they would expand more on the chemistry between Ballister and Ambrosius. I like how they established, hey, these two are a thing. But I wish they added more to their relationship. I would recommend this movie to kids who are a little older, maybe around 10 years old and up. And I will be honest, I still think Across the Spider-Verse is better in terms of animated movies in 2023. I'm still planning on seeing Elemental, and that'll help with the list. But as of now, this comes pretty darn close. I like how movies, preferably animated ones, take a step further to show that they aren't made just for a younger audience. Some animated movies can be made for a more mature audience if done right. Another little piece of movie trivia, I also read that this movie was originally made for Blue Sky Studios before they eventually went out of business in early 2021. It reportedly was 70% finished and was brought back by Annapurna and Netflix the following year. DNEG Animation has the credit for all the visuals in this movie for the final project, including the titles, animation, and end credits. Just a little something I thought was neat. In the end, Nimona is not only a great animated movie, but a great movie period. The animation is spectacular, the characters are likable, the chemistry was on point, the comedy was executed to perfection, it was fast, but it knew when to take its time in developing the characters and seeing their stories play out. Personally, I think this is definitely a watch. As stated before, it does sort of shift gears to a completely different story, probably about the halfway point, but the other part really hits hard and can really add to the emotion. And I also wish they added on more to the relationship between two characters. A grade for Nimona will be an A-. Thank you all for watching this review. I hope you all enjoyed it. Until next time, this is Will Braunlich, and I will see you at the movies. Save a seat for me.
Funding for Simsbury Community Television is provided in part by contributions from viewers like you. Thank you.